There is a deep and ancient misunderstanding about where power comes from. We look for it outside of ourselves, in rituals, in secrets, in things we can buy. But the most profound changes come from the simplest shifts within the spaces we already inhabit. Your own life force is waiting to be purified. Most people will see this title and think it is a simple folk remedy. They will scroll past, seeking a quick fix. 99% will miss the ending, where the true meaning of salt and home is revealed. The cost of missing this is to continue feeling stuck, to feel a heaviness in your life you cannot name, to believe that peace is something you must find, not something you must cultivate. Do not make that mistake. The journey inward begins now. The threshold. We begin where everything enters. Your home has a doorway. Your life, your mind also has a doorway. This is the first and perhaps most important place. Think of it. Every day, what do you allow to cross this threshold? What energies, what information, what anxieties, what expectations do you permit to come inside? We are living in an age of noise, a time of constant bombardment. The phone in your pocket is a doorway. The news on the screen is a doorway. The opinions of strangers, the fears of the collective, the endless stream of what is wrong with the world, these are all visitors standing at your gate, asking to be let in. And most of the time we leave the door wide open. We do not even see that we have a choice. This is how the inner space becomes cluttered. This is how it becomes heavy, dusty, and unclear. The energy becomes stagnant, not because of some external curse, but because of unattended access. We would never let a stranger walk into our physical home and leave dirt all over the floor, yet we allow this to happen in our minds every single moment of every single day. The practice then is to stand at this threshold, to become the guardian of your own inner world. The salt you must place here is not physical salt. It is the salt of awareness. It is the purifying crystal of conscious choice. Before you pick up your phone in the morning, pause. Before you open a news app, pause. Before you engage in a conversation that you know will drain your spirit, pause. At this threshold, you must place the salt of a simple question. Does this serve my peace? Or does this nourish the space I am trying to cultivate inside? You do not need to fight the world. You do not need to build a fortress. You are simply the one who decides. You are the one who greets each visitor, each thought, each piece of information, and decides if it may enter. Most things can be observed from the doorstep and allowed to pass by. You can acknowledge them. I see you fear, I see you anger, I see you distraction, and then you let them go on their way. You do not have to invite them in for tea. This practice of awareness is the purification. It is the salt. At first, it will feel difficult. The habit of leaving the door open is strong, but with each conscious choice, you strengthen your ability to be the master of your own home. The air inside will begin to change. It will feel lighter, clearer. You will start to notice the profound peace that was always there underneath the noise you were allowing to enter. This is the first and most fundamental step. Guard the threshold. Purify it with your awareness. Watch what happens to the atmosphere of your entire being when you simply decide what you allow inside. It is a quiet power, a silent strength, and it changes everything that happens next. Now we move deeper into the home, to the place of nourishment and transformation. For many, this is the kitchen, the hearth. It is where we take things from the outside world and prepare them to become a part of us. This is a space of profound alchemy. We are not just talking about food, we are talking about everything we consume. The books you read, the music you listen to, the conversations you digest, the content you watch. These are the ingredients you are feeding your mind and your spirit. And just as the quality of the food you eat determines the health of your body, the quality of the information and energy you consume determines the health of your soul. We live in an age of mental obesity and spiritual malnutrition. We consume endlessly, scrolling through short, meaningless videos, consuming angry opinions, feeding on drama and fear. We are eating junk food for the mind, and we wonder why we feel empty, anxious, and unwell. We wonder why our inner world feels sluggish and polluted. The hearth has been contaminated. It has become a place of mindless consumption rather than conscious nourishment. The salt that you must place in this space is the salt of mindfulness and gratitude. It is the act of choosing your ingredients with care and preparing them with presence. Before you consume something, a video, an article, a conversation, ask yourself, what will this become inside of me? Will this build me up or will it break me down? Is this a nutrient or is it a poison? To place salt here means to slow down. It means to savor. Instead of scrolling through 100 things, choose one thing to read deeply. Instead of listening to noise, choose silence or music that uplifts your spirit. When you eat, just eat. Feel the texture of the food. Taste its flavors. Acknowledge the long journey it took to get to your plate. This is gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate purifier. It transforms a simple meal into a sacred act. It transforms the act of learning into a ceremony. When you apply this salt of mindfulness, you are no longer a passive consumer. You become an alchemist. You learn to take raw ingredients, an idea from a book, a feeling from a piece of music, a lesson from a conversation, and you consciously transform it into wisdom. You transform it into energy. You transform it into a part of your own resilient, beautiful spirit. This practice purifies your entire system. You stop feeding the parts of you that thrive on anxiety and anger. Instead, you nourish the parts of you that thrive on clarity, wisdom, and peace. Your thoughts will change. Your emotional state will stabilize. Your ability to create, to think clearly, to connect with others in a meaningful way, it all stems from the quality of what you consume. Tend to your hearth. Use the salt of mindfulness to purify what you take in. Be deliberate. Be grateful. Transform everything you consume into a force for your own becoming. This is how you reclaim your energy from the inside out. This is how you stop being a product of the world and start creating your own. The sanctuary. We now arrive at the most intimate and vulnerable space in the home, the bedroom, the sanctuary. This is where you go to rest. It is where you lay down your armor. It is where you surrender to the unconscious. For 1/3 of your life, you are in this state. Yet for so many, this space is not a sanctuary at all. It is a battlefield. The mind races with the worries of the day, the anxieties of tomorrow. We carry our work, our conflicts, and our fears with us into this sacred space. We place our phones on the nightstand, a glowing portal to the world's chaos just inches from our head while we sleep. The bedroom becomes an extension of the noisy, demanding world, not a refuge from it. And so, we do not truly rest. We sleep, but we do not restore. We wake up tired, carrying the residue of yesterday's battles. The energy in this space becomes dense with unresolved tension. This is a deep and pervasive problem in our modern world, the inability to truly disconnect and find sanctuary. The salt to be placed here is the salt of stillness and release. This is a conscious practice of purification before you sleep. An hour before you intend to rest, the purification begins. The screens go off, the work is put away, the demanding conversations are ended. You must create a clear boundary. This time is for you. This time is for peace. The salt is the ritual of letting go. You can sit quietly for a few minutes. You do not need to meditate in a formal way. Simply sit and allow the day to fall away from you. Acknowledge the thoughts, the feelings, the worries. See them as clouds passing in the sky of your mind. You are the sky, not the clouds. You are the vast, silent awareness behind it all. You can consciously forgive the day, forgive your mistakes, forgive others. Release the need to be right. Release the need to have it all figured out. This is a profound act of cleansing. You are wiping the slate clean before you enter the mystery of sleep. You are intentionally creating an atmosphere of peace for your subconscious mind to inhabit. When you do this, your rest changes. It becomes deeper, more restorative. Your dreams may even become clearer. You are no longer wrestling with your demons in your sleep. You are allowing your spirit to be nourished in a space of calm. You are creating a sanctuary, not just in your room, but in your own being. When you wake up, you will feel the difference. You will wake up with a sense of clarity, not chaos. You will feel renewed, not depleted. By placing the salt of stillness and release in your place of rest, you transform it from a place of anxiety into a source of immense power and regeneration. It is a gift you give yourself every single night, and its effects will ripple through every moment of your waking day. The workshop. From the place of rest, we move to the place of action, the workshop. This might be your office, your studio, your garden, your kitchen, wherever you do your work in the world. This is the space where you create, where you contribute, where you turn your inner energy into outer expression. It is the place of your discipline, your focus, your craft. In the modern world, this space has also become a source of great anxiety and fragmentation. The idea of multitasking has been sold to us as a strength, but it is a lie. It is the art of doing many things poorly. Our attention is fractured into 1,000 pieces. Notifications, emails, messages, the constant pressure to be available, to be productive. The workshop is no longer a space of deep focus. It is a space of constant distraction. We are busy, but we are not effective. We are moving, but we are not making progress. The energy in our place of action is scattered and chaotic. We end our days feeling exhausted but unfulfilled, as if we have run in place for 8 hours. This is the great challenge to our potential. The salt you must place in this workshop is the salt of single-pointed focus and discipline. The ancient masters of any craft understood this. Whether a calligrapher, a sword maker, or a tea master, they knew that power lies in doing one thing, and one thing only, with your entire being. This is the true meaning of discipline. It is not about punishment, it is about devotion. It is about choosing what matters and giving it the full, undivided gift of your attention. So the practice here is to create blocks of time where you do only one thing. For 1 hour, you will only write. The phone is in another room, the email is closed, the notifications are off. You are here with this one task. It is you and the work. Nothing else exists. This is an act of purifying your attention. This is placing the salt of focus in your workshop. In the beginning, your mind will rebel. It is addicted to distraction. It will look for something else to do. It will tell you this is boring or that you should check your messages. Your job is to gently, without judgment, bring your attention back again and again and again. This is the training. This is the practice. This is the discipline. It is the same discipline a martial artist uses to perfect a single movement over thousands of repetitions. With this salt, your work transforms. It ceases to be a draining obligation and becomes a meditative practice. You enter a state of flow where time seems to disappear. Your skills sharpen. Your creativity awakens. You produce work that is not just good, but has a depth, a quality, a soul to it, because you have poured your whole self into it. You will end your day not with the frantic exhaustion of a scattered mind, but with the deep, satisfying tiredness of a focused effort. You will feel a sense of accomplishment that is real and true. By purifying your workshop with the salt of focus, you reclaim your power to create and to contribute in a meaningful way. You stop being a slave to the endless demands of the world and become a master of your own craft. The center. Finally, we arrive at the heart of the home, the center. This may not be a physical room. It is the core of your being. It is the silent, observing consciousness that has been present through all the other spaces, at the threshold, at the hearth, in the sanctuary, and in the workshop. It is your innermost self, your spirit, the source of your awareness. In a physical home, this might be the living room where the family gathers, or a small quiet corner where you go to feel centered. In the home of yourself, it is the space of pure being. It is the stillness that exists behind all the thinking, all the feeling, all the doing. For most of us, we rarely visit this center. We are so busy guarding the door, preparing the food, sleeping or working, that we forget that the entire purpose of the home is to house this central fire, this sacred stillness. We live in the hallways and the outer rooms of our own being, and we feel a sense of being disconnected, a sense of being spiritually homeless because we have forgotten where the center is. We have lost touch with the source of our own light. The final and most important salt is the salt of pure presence and return. This is the practice of simply being. It is the practice of returning to your center again and again throughout your day. You do not need to sit on a cushion for an hour. You can do it right now. For just a moment, stop. Stop reading, stop thinking, stop planning, and just feel. Feel the breath moving in your body. Feel the sensation of the air on your skin. Hear the sounds around you without labeling them. Just be here. This is it. This is the center. This is the home you have been looking for. The practice is to sprinkle this salt of presence everywhere. When you are walking, just walk. Feel your feet on the ground. When you are drinking water, just drink water. Feel the coolness as it enters your body. You are bringing your awareness back from the past and the future, back from your thoughts and your stories, and into the raw, simple, profound reality of this one single moment. This is the ultimate purification. It purifies your entire existence because it reminds you of who you truly are. You are not your thoughts. You are not your job. You are not your problems. You are the silent, peaceful awareness in which all of those things appear and disappear. By continually returning to this center, you cultivate a foundation of unshakable peace. The storms of life will still come. The winds of change will still blow. But you will have an anchor in the calm, silent depths of your own being. You will know how to come home no matter where you are. This is the final secret. The other four places, the threshold, the hearth, the sanctuary, the workshop, they are all practices designed to clear the path back to this center. When you understand this, you understand everything. The home was never your house. The home is you. The salt was never a mineral. The salt is your own conscious, purifying awareness. And watching God move, or the universe, or the Tao, or the great mystery, is not about waiting for an external power to save you. It is about witnessing the profound, miraculous transformation that occurs in your life when you finally do the inner work. It is the peace that settles in your heart. It is the clarity that dawns in your mind. It is the strength that rises in your spirit. It is the way your entire reality shifts to reflect the harmony you have cultivated within. You don't put salt in the corners of your house to change your life. You place the salt of awareness in the corners of your being. You guard your mind. You nourish your spirit. You honor your rest. You focus your work. And you always return to the silent, peaceful center of who you are. This is the path. This is the practice. The power was never outside of you. It was waiting right here at home. Which room in your own life needs the most attention right now? The threshold, the hearth, the sanctuary, the workshop, or the center? Share below. Your honesty might help someone else see their own path more clearly.